God. Is it too late to say happy Valentine's Day? I mean, in my opinion, it's not sharp because Valentine's Day was yesterday, and people are still receiving gifts, and it's the month of love. So, I mean, I feel like the rest of this week is valid. From next week, just wrap it up. But the rest of the week is valid, so I feel like I can still say happy Valentine's Day. I was supposed to record this episode yesterday, and I promise you, I had every intention to do that. Ladies and gents, yesterday did not go as planned. I had to work outside of my house because I work from home. Everybody knows, right? So, well, if you don't know, now you know. So I had to work outside of my house, and I was really thinking in my head, this is how I envisioned it. So I will work 2, 3, maximum 4 hours, and then I will be back home. I did not leave there till past 4, and it was on the island, and I'm coming back to Ogun State. Laughs in sorry. I got to my house like past 8, so I spent about 4 hours on the road, and something eventful happened last night, which I would definitely share with you. But I just want to say I'm so sorry that I missed Wednesday. I hope this never happens again. I wasn't even thinking about the podcast by the end of the night for real, but during the day I felt bad. I was just thinking and I didn't take my mic with me, so I couldn't record, and I would have been able to record where I was, but I couldn't because I didn't take my mic. So I was upset, but then I told myself I have to record today and share with everybody. I mean, it's Valentine's season, everybody's having a good time, enjoying themselves, getting gifts. If you did not get gifts, don't worry, you and I were in the same boat. We are rocking the same boat, and Jesus loves us, so don't feel bad about anything. See, these relationship people, they've hijacked everything. Just let them be. Very soon we'll join them. So, I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game. So that's why we didn't get an episode yesterday, and you're welcome to Selfscape. This should have been the first thing that I should have said, but I'm actually struggling to arrange all these things because I had started recording the podcast. I started recording this episode, and then I was 11 minutes in and I had to go for a meeting, so I had to stop recording, and it just scattered the entire thing. And my meeting was about an hour 30 minutes long, so everything that I had recorded now is sitting in my draft. It's incomplete. I can't share it with you, and I have to re-record again. So I'm just trying to get that same enthusiasm that I used to record before. If you've recorded something before, or for example, you were recording something, and by the time you were done, you realized that you didn't press record. Hey, God. Or that there is no sound. That's the worst thing that happened that thing's worse than heartbreak. It will pain you. It's not paying you, okay? Hey. So I'm trying to get that mojo back, but I definitely will get it as the episode progresses. You're welcome to Selfscape, ladies and gents. My name is Hadassah, and Selfscape is where my intrusive thoughts run free. I will attempt to share the past 1 week of my life. I will attempt to fit it into 15-20 minutes-ish, I guess. I hope that I'm able to do that. It doesn't always exceed. In fact, sometimes it doesn't get to 15 minutes, but let's see how it goes this night, if it will get there. Let's see how it goes. This is the one thing that I was very particular about when I planned for this episode. Why do we like to suffer in this country? See, I really don't get it. I don't understand it. Every time I think about it, I'm like, did they do us with suffering? And it's not even that, we then like to suffer. It is that it is glorified. Like an average Nigerian will even do competition with suffering. If you are telling them of a discomfort or maybe an inconvenience, do not be like, you think that's worse? Let me tell you my own. Why? What are you doing? No. How is that normal? How is that okay? Because tell me why everything that has to do with the governance of this country just wants to suffocate you as a human being and just wants you to struggle before you succeed. I'm currently doing my national youth service, and everybody that knows me knows that I don't like the idea of NYC. I don't buy it, but I've just had to do it, and I'm doing it. And so as I'm doing it, let me just do it with joy, Abby. But no, the government says no. That's how you will not do this NYC with joy. You must go through a lot during this youth service. Why do I have to go for CDS? My CDS is every Tuesday, and I have to stand under the hot sun just to thumb prints. And it's not like, when immediately I come, I will turn print. No, I will stand under the hot sun for hours. before I would turn print. What for? Why is that happening? Why can't turn printing be automated? I'm pretty sure there are technologies to make this thing as seamless and as efficient as possible. But the government has refused to introduce this tech into national youth service. Because tell me why I got to my CA local government at 8, few minutes past 8, and I'm leaving my local government past 3. And I was able to turn print past 2. Tell me why? Why? So I spent the entire day. When I say I stood, I'm not joking. So I spent the entire day standing under the hot sun, and I was just in awe of the entire concept. So you mean this thing cannot be automated where somebody just comes, there's a machine, you just print, and I don't know. I just feel like it can be easier. And tell me why just one equipment was working. What do you mean the other printing machines are not working, and the only one that is working is also shaking? I don't even want to be upset, but I am because it just begs the question, like, why is everything so hard in this country? Why is it so mediocre? Why can't we invest in proper tools, in better processes, in better equipment? Why do we have to use things till they die? Why is our maintenance culture so bad, so terrible? Why? Like, you're saying I should serve, and they're making it so uncomfortable for me. It's just like when we went to camp, and that thing blew my mind. Registration in camp, I carried files, statement of results. Why couldn't I have just uploaded those documents when my call-up letter came out? Why didn't you just, the way you made me register online, why didn't you just create a system that allows me to document myself as an NYC corps member that has been called up for service? Why didn't you just make me document myself online and submit my records and my documents, and then you verify, contact my school and verify? I mean, there can be cross-border in such a way that the school is able to verify that yes, I did finish from the school, and NYC is able to verify that my documents are legit. These things are not hard. We have so much fintechs, edtechs, proptechs. We have so many companies, payments channels, people that are using advanced technology. You cannot tell me that there is no way to create tech or to create a software or a system that simplifies national youth service. That you can't tell me. With the technological advancements in the world right now, there is definitely a tech to simplify this process, but you just want to suffer because everybody must have that grace to grass to grace story. What if I don't want a grass to grace story? What if I just want to get to grace? Is it that hard? Is it a bad thing? Must I have stories to tell my kids? Oh, during my time, my NYC, I stood under the hot sun. How is that a thing to be proud of? There is no sufferhead competition anywhere. Why should I be spearheading it? Help me understand. Because I've been thinking about these things since Tuesday, and I'm like, you make sense now. This thing is not making sense in my head. Why am I suffering? Did my parents that gave it to me, did they tell you that I was going to suffer? And I find that this mentality, right, a lot of even younger people, some, not all, because I find that a lot of people in my generation do not like this sufferhead mentality. But there are some people that this thing has been passed down to, and they're also spearheading it. Everything is not a competition, especially suffering. Why can't I, for example, outsource laundry? You guys, if you know how much I've thought about this thing, laundry, do you know how much I hate doing laundry? And then somebody will come and tell me that if I've not washed my clothes by myself, I'm not domesticated or I'm not responsible. Are you joking? As in laundry, as in washing of clothes, that we have dry cleaners and laundry services for? How are they going to make money if I don't outsource my clothes now? That's a business, man. I have to fund their business. It's my services and my patronage that will bring money into the business. So you can't tell me that I should be doing laundry by myself when there is washing machine, or when there is a laundryman or a laundrywoman or a laundry shop that can actually do a better job than I would, that would take the time to wash my clothes well and to take good care of my clothes than I would, and my clothes come back to me smelling fresh, ironed, neatly arranged. Come on. So see, I came to this life to enjoy myself, a baby girl soft life. I didn't come to suffer kankan. And for me, all of these things that I'm experiencing in this country is suffering. Now there is heat. There has been heat for the longest time. Since last week, there's just this heat wave that has hit the entire country. Tell me, what is going on? There's heat wave and there's no lights. There's no light. You people, there's no light. And we're sweating like goats. And that's the time that the NEPs, I call them the NEPs now, thanks to Bukola. She started calling them the NEPs, and I was like, oh, cute name. The NEPs decided that they will not give us light again. So basically, as we are like this now, all of us, as we are, we're hot, we're sweating, but there is no light for us to endure the sweat, for us to go through this hard time, this hard season. So we're just basically suffering, and there is nothing to mitigate our suffering. And the government is not saying anything about it. How people are aware that the government does not say the word about the condition of Nigeria or how Nigerians are suffering. Things are very hard. Like, now let me even be for real. Things are actually hard. Transport fare is skyrocketing on a daily. Food is very expensive. Some people cannot afford to eat twice, not 3 times. They've not been eating 3 square meals for the longest time, but now they're even struggling to eat twice. They're struggling to eat twice. Do you know how crazy that is? How crazy it is that you work hard for 30 days in a month and your salary cannot feed you, cannot pay your rent, cannot cover your transportation. You would have to forfeit one comfort so you can have another comfort. There is no easy way. You just have to let go of one necessity or a necessary expense so that you can have another necessary expense. Do you know how wild that is? And that's the current state of Nigeria. And I've really been thinking about it. Why are we suffering so much as a nation, as a people? Is it that the government feels like if we don't suffer, we cannot make it? Or because I believe that you don't have to suffer to make it though. I'm not negating or invalidating trials and challenges and hard things on the way, or maybe pitfalls and all those things. I am not. I'm just saying that there are some things that we actually don't need to suffer for, that we ought to have easily, and we ought to have conveniently, and we don't have that. For example, good road, electricity, stable electricity. We shouldn't be living in darkness at this time of our lives. We're in 2024 and we do not have stable electricity. We don't have access to good roads. I live in Ogun State, and when I tell you that I've been living in Ogun State for the past 7+ years, and when I first moved here, the roads were bad. I've been here for the past 7+ years, the roads are worse. Literally, last year, the road was dividing into 2. People have been paying tolls just to be able to use the road to at least to a certain degree for it to be motorable. My dad had to take a longer route to get home for most part of last year because the road to our house condemned. The community had to contribute their money and get that road fixed. Why is that the responsibility of the people? And there is a governor in the state, or there is governance for the country, and the people have to be the ones to maintain their roads and have to do their gutters and have to fix things. I don't think it's the responsibility of the people. And every time I talk about it, people be like, the community should contribute. No, that's the conditioning. That's the suffer-head mentality that we have been conditioned with, where the government is not doing their job, so the citizens feel obligated to step up. It's conditioning, fam. It really is. If you really think about it, it is a mental conditioning that has happened for years. So much so that we are adjusting every time there is an inconvenience. Every time we are inconvenienced, every time things are not going well, instead of us to speak up and to demand for something better, we adjust. And this thing has trickled into our personal lives, where maybe you're at work and you're not comfortable with how you're being treated at work, and then people will tell you to endure because you need the salary. I'm not saying that you don't need the salary, but I feel that there should be a system that allows employees to air their opinions and to say that, look, I'm uncomfortable with how I'm being treated at work, or I'm comfortable with this situation or that situation. Everybody in general. And then somebody tells you, oh, that's how it has always been. I recently saw a video where, like, the older generation were having a conversation with Gen Zs, quote and unquote, and then the Gen Zs asked a very, very interesting question. So if an adult is being disrespectful to me, or an adult has committed a crime, do they still deserve my respect? And the older generation was like, yes, they deserve your respect, because whatever the adult has done, even if the adult is treating you badly, you cannot complain, you must enjoy it. I think that the reason that the older generation doesn't like Gen Zs is because Gen Zs actually are learning to speak up. Check, ask older people. They've all taken a lot of rubbish at work. They just never spoke about it or stood up for themselves. But Gen Zs are speaking up for themselves now. So it now makes it seem like, oh, Gen Zs are rude. and then the older generation are more respectful. They just got accustomed to suffering and adjusted to it nicely. And Gen Zs don't like suffering. Everybody wants to have it easier. Another NYC chronicle, guys, my Kakito. Based on this sufferhead, NYC will never be the weapon fashioned against me. Because why is my kaki tearing on my way to the secretariat? Why is my kaki tearing from inside the bus? So I now carried torn kaki and I used it to walk to your lovely course, and I came back to the state with torn kaki. Why? Why did you decide to embarrass me? Why can't you just give me kaki that works? Kaki that is, and this is something I talked about before, that is durable. This is the third time the kaki is tearing. I bought another one, Sha, because they cannot be embarrassing my family members outside. My name, my family name is important to me. Can't we just be better as a nation? Is it a crime to actually be better and to have better things, like to want better things in life as a nation? Why would you give me kaki that's not durable? And you know what, guys, it just feels like I came here to rant, but these are the things that have occupied my mind for the longest time, and I just needed to let it out. I don't like the fact that we're suffering too much. We're just going through a lot. We're going through a lot, and it really is not encouraging. I really don't know. When yesterday I fell off a bike. Well, I didn't fall off a bike. The bike man, myself, we all fell. Or like I had a bike accident. See the way I just casually said it like it's something just casual. It wasn't casual because I was really scared for myself. I was in shock for a very long time. I was in shock until I got home. So when I got home, I realized the gravity of what had happened, and I started to cry. I did not understand it. Like when it was happening, I was stunned. I was shocked. I was just shouting, "Jesus, what is going on right now?" And the next thing I know, I'm on the floor. The bike man is on the floor. I was even more scared for the bike man than I was scared for myself, because it seemed like the bike had pinned him and I had gotten up quicker. And so I was worried that he would not be able to get out from under the bike. And I was in too much shock to even move and to try to help him. And then he was able to get out, but he was injured. He was bleeding and stuff. And I escaped with like bruises and just a lot of body pain. Now my left side is in a lot of pain. If you remember correctly, when I fell in the bathroom, I fell on my left side too. And I was still recovering from that fall. I still was in a lot of pain. And now this has just added to it. So I really don't know how I feel about all of this, but I think I'll be fine. I mean, I'm hoping that I will be fine. I just have to be more prayerful and more careful moving on. So I think I have come to the end of my conversation for tonight. For all you lovers and relationship people, happy Valentine's. And to all my single folks, happy Valentine's Day. I hope that you had a wonderful day yesterday, and I really hope that you find love this year. If you're currently searching, I pray that God gives you yours, and it's a beautiful, healthy, rich love that edifies and that also glorifies God. Thank you so much for all your reviews, and I hope to see you next week, Wednesday. Bye, y'all.